What up, Sienna?
What's up? I'm so happy to be back.
What up, people? Welcome back
Yeah, welcome.
to Rooted and Rising. Of course, you already know. Well, how was your week?
Good. I blinked and it's already a new week. So, and then we're on to a new month coming up.
Yep.
Gosh, this year is gonna fly. I'm not complaining.
There's actually a quote I learned my freshman year in college. It was by my teacher. My teacher every single day would make us write these quotes. Like that was like part of our grade was these journal entries. And this quote always stuck with me. And it was, "Good news is, there's good news and there's bad news. The bad news, time flies. The
Yeah.
good news, you're the pilot."
You're the driver.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that one always stuck with me. It might have been the only class I attended. I'm kidding, but no,
Are you?
no,
It's okay.
No, I am kidding.
Like a sorry, not sorry type
Yes, but how was your week? Was it good?
deal. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what did I this weekend. I actually did nothing. That is the best thing I have done for me in a while. And I feel rejuvenated. I'm so excited for this week. I
need
needed
one
it.
of those. Today's my do nothing day.
Good. Well, and we're
Yeah.
still doing something.
Yeah, so this weekend actually was pretty good. This weekend for me, I went to work. Got off of work about an hour or two. Went straight to. Actually, I never stopped, but it was
Yeah.
not working technically because I wasn't anywhere but at home doing stuff because I had a photo booth event.
Yep.
And that was a 6 p.m. to like midnight. So I was there for a while, but it was great. It was an opportunity to network and talk and discuss this podcast because I don't know, when you have something that you really love and you enjoy, you just want to tell other people about it.
Yeah.
And I started talking to this one guy. I started talking to a lot of guys, but there was this one guy who actually came back and he talked more. He wanted to know more about it. And honestly, outside looking in at the party, this guy was like the most popular one. He was like, everyone wanted a photo with him. Everyone wanted to do something with him. He just had that energy. Most people have it.
An aura, yeah.
Some people have that energy. And he had it. And he came back. He wanted to talk with me more. And I kid you not, within like 5 minutes, maybe less than 10, he's crying. I don't want to say anything about him because we may get him on this podcast. But he's crying because I don't know what happened, but he got vulnerable. He opened up. He was willing to. He met me because I don't like small talk. I'm not good at small talk.
Yep.
And when I say that, like, I'm not with generic. I don't care about what you do for a living.
Yeah.
That's not your identity is not what you do.
Right.
I want to know how you are, who you are.
Yeah.
And so listening to who he is the other day, like, I wanted to cry. He started crying on me. Like, he just didn't. We're at a party. We're at a function. Like, everyone's laughing and giggling, like, having a great time. The dude's just in tears. And I'm like, I had to stop myself, like, right after he left. And I had to, like, take a little break and, like, pray. But I had to, like, catch myself, like, what am I doing? What am I? Like, this is my purpose. Like, I'm meant to connect. I'm meant to.
Yeah.
That's why we do Rooted and Rising,
Right.
because everybody has a story, right? Everyone has that stuff that they're going through and they're overcoming. And people don't see what they had to go through to get to where they're at. This guy's a following, and no one even knows that he's even still struggling inside.
Yeah.
If he even, that's how deep it got. It got really good. And it just, and then you brought up vulnerability. Like that's one of the topics. I was like, perfect.
Yeah.
I just had this same exact thing happen. It's like,
yeah.
we miss out on so much. We miss out on meeting great people and getting great connections because we don't want to be vulnerable.
Yeah.
We're too. For the longest, like, I was so caught up on covering up all my insecurities with designer things,
Yeah.
with a watch, with cologne, with anything. I was willing to cover it up because I was insecure. I wanted I wanted it to look like everything was okay.
Right. And sometimes I feel like vulnerability can be misconstrued as weakness.
Yes.
And that's something I struggle with.
No, it's a strength.
Yeah.
It really is a strength because you got to be strong to tell somebody, hey, I'm not okay right now.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm struggling. That's a whole different other strength because it's hard to open up. It's hard to tell somebody, hey, I'm not okay right now.
And to recognize, I feel like the first step is always being able to, once you're on that first step and you recognize that you're not, the next is trusting someone and having that listening ear.
That's some of my little mentees. I talk, I love them. They're my little brothers. They're open with me. Yeah. They will tell me, hey, I'm crying in the shower right now.
Yeah.
Like, it's my past week. I've been crying every day in the shower. Like, I'm not okay, and I'm about to cry thinking about it. I'm having to go through that. But that's a part of growing up. That's actually, to me, that's what a real man is.
Yeah.
Is like letting it out. Because I grew up with a father who wasn't afraid to show his emotion. I got very fortunate. I was very fortunate, very blessed enough to have him cry in front of me and tell me he'd tell me he was sad.
Yeah.
He would tell me, hey, I'm struggling. He lost his dad, lost his brother. Diagnosed with terminal illness. He had so much stuff, and he did not let that stop him from opening up to me. He was like, look, I'm struggling. But it wasn't about him being sick. It was always about, like, I miss my brother. I miss my dad. I miss your brother. Like, things like that. It was, but he would tell me why. And so to me, I've never been afraid to tell anybody about my emotions.
Yeah.
I've always been afraid to tell somebody about my insecurities. That's because because I feel like everyone already sees what I see. But they don't.
Right.
No one sees what you see because you see yourself every day.
Yeah, I agree.
You can tell me something you're insecure about on your body, and I cannot even guess it because I don't see it every day.
Yeah.
But
it's hard.
It is.
I've been recently, I think the reason why I chose this topic too is because, for one, I want this podcast to be real.
Yes.
But I want it to be real on what we're going through on a day-to-day or something. And it's just been very relevant with when I look around me and who I'm surrounded by, my, family, my friendships, my relationships. I really want to be more intentional with getting to know them even more on a deeper level, right? I mean, I only know what I ask.
Yeah. Are you ever afraid of getting judged?
Always.
That's that's that vulnerable part, right? Yeah. That's one of the tough things.
I mean, yeah, you're right, but working on it.
Yeah, it's a strength. It's a muscle. Something we also got to keep. The way you work on it is little by little. You open up every interaction you have, and I think that's where I'm starting to see that strength come out of me recently. The guy crying in 5 minutes. It's not even the first time this happened to me. It's not the first time I went to a photo booth event and someone cried on me. Like, not sadly, but it's happened many times.
Right.
And the thing is, I don't know why. At first, I didn't know why. But I'm starting to understand my purpose in life. Starting to understand who I am.
Yeah.
And, that's who, it's one of my gifts. Someone wants to open up to me. Okay, open up to me. You're not going to get judged over here.
Absolutely.
Who am I? Why? Who am I to judge you?
Yeah.
I'm the one that's always been afraid to be judged, not afraid to judge.
You would never be the first person to judge someone else. Yeah. But that's so funny how it works. Because same with me, I'll dig with you just did a photo booth event. It's also, that's networking too, right? Whenever you're there and you don't just leave and drop it off. You're genuinely networking in general and just talking to these random strangers that you don't know anything about them. They don't know you. They don't know anything about you. And it's so neat whenever you just connect. Eye contact I've noticed is so important. And I feel people can feel that. People can feel you looking into their eyes and that you're genuinely curious about how they are. And then that's where you not necessarily reel them in, but it's like, oh, they're paying attention. Because you mean it though, within your soul. And we feel that. When I usually like doing that to other people just because I network a lot. So it's usually me. But when I see someone asking about me, I'm like, whoa, this is kind of neat. You're actually it's just, I become more passionate naturally. And just like you said, it's my gift as well to dig deep. And that's why we're here. We're here to talk about the conversations that not everyone wants to talk about. Yeah, I mean, even when we work out, we have these crazy conversations. We do. And I love it. Yeah. That you're being you're not holding back from me, so I won't hold back to you. Yeah. That's what you give. When you have those type of connections and you have those conversations, they're not going to hold back on you. You shouldn't either. You gotta show them you too. Yeah. And let them know that they're also being heard. I agree. And so that's what I do like those real I don't like small talk. Yeah, I don't either. It's just something I'm again, let's just go back to my friendships and stuff. I'm going to bring up a good friend, Kiana. Oh my goodness, we work together. But you can tell we both, it's not easy to trust people, right?
Yes.
That comes with vulnerability. You don't just spill your whole life beans. Like I didn't necessarily, but again, you can tell when someone pays attention. And both of us, you just hit it off when you start asking. She would ask me deep conversations, stuff about, where are you from? Simple things, but they're not so simple to me because family those are my roots, right? So once you want to get to know them, it means a lot. And so we just started asking each other the deeper stuff. And then like, lo and behold, this like friendship just flourishes.
Yeah.
Because
then she became family.
And now she's family. And so it's just like what you reciprocate towards one another really does mean a lot. And they're unspoken words. I don't think I've even told her that, but I know she knows it. But again, that comes back with communication. I lack at vulnerability sometimes, but I do need to get better at communicating. I think life is very short in general, right? It's a cliche statement to say, but I think it's important to let those around us know, like, hey, I freaking love you. You mean a lot to me. Like, thanks for showing up for me. That's just something I think knowing I lack at the communication part, that's why I show up. I will always be someone to show up whenever you need me, because those are my words. But I need to speak more and give those positive affirmations more often. But, just working on it.
Yeah, well, part of working on it is understanding, like, so for me, it wasn't always like this. I've been hurt, and so when I did, what's coming on mind was, there's this song, and then this song where I used to sing, it was like, I won't let you close enough to hurt me. And like, I was basically saying, I'm not going to be vulnerable to nobody because I'm not going to get hurt again. Because when you're vulnerable, you are leaving yourself vulnerable. You're leaving yourself open for someone to inflict you. But you got to have that. You got to take the risk. You have to, especially when it comes to relationships, friendships, everything. You got to take the risk because if you don't, you're going to miss out. So you got to be open. So I definitely shut myself out for the longest. Like, I'm not going to let you close to me. I'm not going to, you're not, nope. And then, lo and behold, you got to let your guard down. You got to understand you have guards up first, but you got to let it down. You got to let people in. Most people don't, let me not say most. I never wanted to let people in for the longest. I didn't want people in. Like, I have who I have already. No new friends.
It's your circle.
Exactly. Like, but you got to, the thing about life is you're constantly going to be meeting people. Life is like, a river. It's going. You can't stop in the middle. You're in it. Take it. Go with it. That was one of my biggest struggles, was letting people, like, not giving them the opportunity, letting them trust, letting them know, like, here's me. Take it or leave it. Like, this is who I am. Absolutely. This is part of what I am. Like,
it's a different type of confidence level when you're at peace with yourself. And like you said, letting them in. Whatever, like you said, this is me.
Well, I probably wasn't even at peace with myself. And I think that was the thing. I was scared for the judgments. I was scared of judgments. Fair. But, like, you're going to have to judge me. Like, take it. Like,
I agree.
Because it is what it is. Like,
and those are the real ones. The real ones come with knowing what you have to offer, who Rocky is.
Yes. So
I want to say, I think I want to open up with a vulnerable, very, very vulnerable. I don't know if I've told you this. It's a story. I'm just going to say, we've talked about me a couple years ago and, like, going through things. Like, when it was something else.
Yes.
And I, at the time, wasn't letting anyone in. I could figure out all my problems. I didn't need anyone. Didn't need anything. I got it. Did the world didn't show me that? No. Like, it was God kept talking to me. I almost was chuckling every single time. Like, what in the world are you doing to me? And there was this one instance where I was completely defeated. And I don't want to go that vulnerable yet when it comes to the details, but I will say where I was sitting. And I was just sitting in a room, and it was me and a white wall. I remember staring at a white wall. At this time, again, felt defeated. And I haven't told this story to many people, but this is when my life changed for me, and it was just a white wall. Like, no, how certain white walls have different, like, blemishes, the paint is different and whatever. And so my example for that is there was no blemishes. It was like a plain white wall. I'm going to keep reiterating that white wall because I mean it. That's what it looked like. I want you to envision it. And so whenever you look at the clouds and it's a blue sky and there's some white clouds and you kind of see, like you create an image in your brain, whatever you see. Could be a flower or a rainbow or whatever. Something you literally see that created an image. Well, again, you see a blue sky with white clouds. This is just a white wall. There's no color on it. And all of a sudden, I'm like blinking like multiple times because I'm like, what am I seeing? I am awake, right? Like I'm freaking out in my mind because I swear to you, I see this figure of a man in a robe. His hair is down, has a beard, a white robe, and you see this girl on her knees. And he is lifting up this girl. Like you can tell she's defeated. It was me. Like that was, and I kept blinking like, what is happening? Like is this real? And it was like, it was an image moving. And so I remember in that moment, I felt so defeated that it was like, I got you. Like it was him telling me I got you. And after that, I was awake. I remember not falling asleep because I just was, is this real? And after that, that's when I was always had my faith. I'm like shaking just saying it just because I can feel it because it was so real and powerful. And we all have a story. Maybe we haven't had a story like that yet, but that's whenever mine appeared for me. And, that's when I knew like God was real and had my back. So even after that, little moments kept happening to me. It was me not listening. And he kept trying to tell me, Sienna, you listen, open your eyes. Look who's here for you. All these things. Life is short. All these things just kind of kept life flashed before my eyes when I saw that. And I wish I knew like an artist that could draw it out for me or something because he was picking your girl up and that was me. And I needed it. I needed to see it. And so ever since then, that's when I've tried to gain my faith and just pay more attention to what people are saying and that we are human and we're going through things. You know what I mean? And so ever since then, yeah, I think I just really look into a person's soul when I'm having a simple conversation with them because I want them to know if it's not someone else, like I'll listen to you. I'll be your accountability partner. Whatever you need, please let me know. Just because we don't know. No one knew what I was going through at the time.
But you did.
Yep.
And so you were like, well, I'm at the mall right now and I know what I'm going through. Yeah. I wonder what else other people are going through.
Yep. I genuinely am curious.
Yeah. I mean, that's how I feel like when I'm driving sometimes and you see the funeral lines, people, all the cars in line. Mm-hmm. Sometimes, like, which one of these cars just left one of those?
Yeah, yeah.
Which one of these people just lost somebody? Which one of these people just is going through it, like, where it actually sucks?
Yeah.
And so that's why another reason why I'm not quick to judge. I'm not quick to cast somebody out.
Yeah.
Because it's tough. Life is tough, and then you got to keep smiling. Mm-hmm. You got to keep acting like everything's okay. And you actually brought up a good point because God will meet you where you are. Yeah. Not where you pretend to be. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's the beauty of God.
Yeah.
The beauty of Jesus. Like he's gonna. You can try to lock out everybody and everything. You can try to lock all the doors. He's gonna break through. It's in the Bible. He's done it before. Yep. All his disciples were hiding. Mm-hmm. They're worried about getting killed, and Jesus just shows up on them. Mm-hmm. What's up, guys? What y'all hiding for?
Yeah. I kept trying to hide. I will tell you that. I was like in my own little world. Yeah. Kept knocking on that door, I will tell you. Yep.
Yeah, and I did the same. I was ringing that doorbell, like, let me in. That's what I kept doing that myself. And that's why I started embracing this vulnerable stuff because, I mean, I think you see me cry. I'm a very emotional guy. Mm-hmm. I don't hold back on it. I definitely don't act like I'm not emotional. Right. Because, especially after having a kid. At the rodeo. I was crying at the rodeo. I'm watching them kids rope them cows in. Yeah. Because they have the opportunity to get a scholarship. They get a cow. And I'm like crying like a little girl because I'm just so happy for them. So excited. Yeah. I'm like, you get a chance to go to school. I don't know. I just got emotional. Just having a daughter and then also giving my life to God. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Like I don't hold back my tears. I mean, I do, but if they're coming, they're coming. Like I can't. If I can't hold them back, then. But I don't I'm definitely not afraid to tell somebody, look, this is a beautiful moment. I'm crying. Or I
Yeah.
want to cry.
Yeah.
If I say I'm crying, I'm crying. And so that's what, like right now, hearing that, I want to cry. But that's what vulnerable does. Being like you, especially being a man, it's hard.
Yeah. No kidding.
You're not supposed to cry.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to let people know that you have feelings. But that's not being a man to me. That's
No,
not.
you're right. Okay, would you say the older you've gotten, that mindset has changed, or have you always been? I mean, obviously you said you were raised by your dad. That was also vulnerable to an extent. Mm-hmm. Did you always have
The wanting to cry in
Yeah,
brown people?
yeah.
No, I didn't always want that. Even when he did it, I still thought he was a thug. I still thought he was like not a thug.
No, I know. Yeah.
I still thought he was like Superman.
Right.
Even because
He's your dad.
yeah, but he had lost his dad. He lost his brother. He had.
Been
I already had he had the cancer. I already knew what he was going through in life, and he wasn't even crying about being sick. He was crying about how he missed his people, and I'm like, I would do the same thing. I'm like, I would. So it never to me. It never like I never lost any side of respect for him.
Yeah.
It was always like, oh, this must be really bad. You're crying,
Yeah. Yeah.
And so that's kind of I didn't really cry. I remember like his funeral. I mean, I didn't cry that much. I remember crying at home by myself, but I didn't cry. I didn't want to tell people I was sad.
Yeah.
I remember I went to school the day after he passed away. I didn't want no one to know.
Okay.
I didn't want no one. I wanted it to keep going. Like it was like a day before a Friday or something. It was like a Friday. He died away on Thursday, and it was like a Friday. Like I'm gonna go to school. Act like nothing happened this weekend. I'm gonna cry.
Yeah.
I went to school, act like nothing happened, and then my cousin had the teacher before the period before I had the teacher, and she told her. And so I go to that class, and like everyone huddled around, and I remember just leaving. I remember like, can I go to the restroom? I left school. I didn't want that. That's the one thing I didn't want nobody to look at me different.
Right.
And so I almost didn't graduate because I didn't want to go to school no more.
Dang.
I didn't want that.
Wow.
Yeah, it got really bad.
I could imagine.
Yeah, I didn't want pity. I didn't want no one to look at me different.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be the guy who lost his dad. I just wanted to go to school and act like everything was okay. And that's where where God meets you where you are now. Where you pretend you can't act like everything's okay.
Yeah.
It's not. You're not meant to. You're meant to lean on somebody. Lean on me when you're not strong. That song, it's a real thing. We're meant to lean on people. Man, it's not good to be alone. Being vulnerable is telling somebody, I'm not okay. I need you. Let me lean on you. I need a shoulder to lean on. I need a shoulder to cry on. I need an ear to hear me.
Yeah.
That's why therapy is like so big now because they finally can talk to somebody.
Yeah.
And that person, you're paying them not to judge you.
Right.
You're paying them to tell you what's wrong.
Yeah.
When really, just get it out. To let it out.
Yeah.
That's it. Like
A lot of people don't.
to let it out is just getting the weight off.
Right.
To let it out, to tell somebody, that is the weight off, and now you have the power to go out and go beat that.
Yeah.
To pray over that. You're letting
Yeah.
you're letting God know what you're struggling with. You're letting somebody else know what you're struggling with, so they can pray for you. He's hearing you,
He knows. Yeah.
and you got to let it out.
Yeah.
And when you're a Catholic, you got to go and confess. Confession. You're telling somebody what you're confessing about.
Right.
You know why? Because you're getting it off your chest. They know that you need to get it off your chest.
Yeah.
Tell somebody.
Yeah.
Tell somebody what you're going through. Tell somebody what you're struggling with. Because when you tell somebody about your afflictions, it makes you stronger. It makes that thing weaker.
Yeah.
This show is a new Disney show called Win or Lose. This little girl, she's playing softball. I only watched the first episode, first two, whatever. The little girl, she's playing softball, and her dad's the coach. And she's really insecure because she's not good. Like, she was okay, then she really found out she really wasn't good. And, like, this little anxiety bug got on her. Like a little, like a, I don't know, like a blob. Just got on her and kept telling her, you're not good enough. They're looking at you funny. They're judging you. They're laughing at you. And, like, it would get bigger and bigger, and the girl never told nobody. She wouldn't tell nobody what she was struggling with.
Wow.
And then finally her dad, like, stopped her and was like, hey, I'm proud of you. You're doing so good. You having fun? I want you to have fun. Please have fun. Like, I don't care how good. Her dad just told her out of nowhere, like, I want you to have fun. Like, don't. And the girl just, like, looked at him. She's like, but I'm only on the team because I'm your daughter. And he just like, what are you talking about? He just started going off on her like, you're here to have fun. I don't care if we win or lose. My only thing is here for you to have fun. I'm here because of you. And then everything just like the whole anxiety just got weak in everything.
Yeah. Wow.
All because she opened up a little bit.
Yep.
And someone who she cared about heard her and saw her. We need to be seen.
I agree.
We need to be heard. We're human. Every human wants to be heard.
Yep.
Every human wants to be seen. Every human wants their opinion out there. Someone who can hear it. How many times you talk to somebody and you're like, well, I think they should do this. I think this and that. Like, everybody has an opinion.
Yeah.
We have the right not to listen to it.
Right.
But we also have the right. Everyone has a right to their opinion. And letting somebody get their opinion out is so powerful for them. Like, because it makes someone's listening to me.
Yeah.
Someone's actually listening to me.
Deep, impactful conversations.
Yes.
Yeah. I think are very important.
Yeah.
It's better said than done, obviously, right? I do think it takes some time and more conversations, especially if you're surrounded by people that are they don't all have to be the same as you.
Yeah.
But if you get one person that is similar to how you speak, you start understanding that, and then you start doing it with everyone else.
Exactly. Because
I think that's where I'm at. I'm like, we're getting older. It's hard to get friends at our age, especially bringing them around our family. Like, we don't just bring around
who's this new
strangers.
guy?
Yeah, like you kind of want to get to know them. You like, let's have an interview. You have to like interview them first before like, do we have the same morals and ethics and what's some background?
Yes.
And that's where the deep conversations come from, though. And I believe in it. I like to have a smaller, tight knit group than a lot of people, but it's because I want them to each know me and I want to know them, right? So that's just where I'm at. Like,
well, I mean, people relate more to authenticity
yes,
than they do to perfection.
yeah.
Everybody wants their life to be perfect on IG.
Always.
Everybody's like millionaires, has the townhouse, and they have this, and they got the nice car. They got all of that.
Yep.
Everyone's perfect, but who's actually real?
Yeah.
Who actually is what they show? Perception is reality, and they're showing us this whole different perception. They're showing us the glamour.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't want the glamour.
I agree. It's so funny you bring that up because I will say with my work and stuff, I've tried to get better at posting social media stuff, things I enjoy doing as well as work related. But some people think I love being people's motivation. I thrive off of it. I want to be of significance. If, again, they know that to come back to me for anything they need. If they need advice for whatever, X, Y, and Z, running, you name it, I got you. But some people will think that I have it all together because of that. And mind you, my Instagram is nothing crazy, but you know what I mean? But that's the point. People do have this perception. You're smiling behind a camera, you're doing fantastic. But it's like, man, I wish you knew behind the scenes sometimes. Sometimes it's hard because I'm alone a majority of the time. I'm in my car driving a majority of the time. No one's holding my hand, telling me to do all these things. So it's like I'm my own worst critic, but I am my own motivator and disciplinary person. So it's just kind of like I have me to look up to, but sometimes it's nice to have a listening ear. Sometimes I need you to hear me.
Yeah.
Because we're going to talk about the bad days, but I have bad days, bad weeks, bad months. It just exists.
Oh yeah, I believe it.
So it's hard out there. But listen, we're day by day here. That's what it's about.
That is true.
Learning from each other.
Yeah.
And being vulnerable. I'm going to be honest. I'm getting better at it.
Yeah. I still struggle with it though. I mean, I could talk when I don't know what it is. So sometimes when if I go somewhere, I'm not really the best at being, what is the word? Outgoing.
Okay.
Extroverted. I like to think of myself as an introvert. Most people don't like to think of me like that. But I like to think of myself as one because when I go places, I'm not trying to talk to people.
Right. You're reading a room.
Yeah, there's
a lot of things that come in with.
I'm very aware of my surroundings.
Yeah.
And I'm the weirdo that likes to be in the back and just hang out and chill, and then y'all have fun.
Yeah.
But I just got this higher calling I got to answer to every now and then. Like, go ask the person how they're doing.
Yeah.
Go be dumb.
Yeah.
Go say something slick and put a smile on their face. And so I have to.
It's so funny. It's in your ear, right? Like something just pushes you.
And I got to be the weirdo to be like, hey, what's up? How you doing? You got because I feel weird when I'm doing this for what? I don't know.
Your tea?
Yeah, my tea got to me. For one, it's like, it feels out of character. It feels like, okay, I'll be go goofy, but I don't want to be goofy around these people. I
Yeah.
want to be serious.
Yeah.
So that, like, I'm having to push myself to go and do that. And then two, it's just, they're going to think I'm weird. And
Look at you judging yourself.
well, at that party, I look weird a lot. And then,
This past, you were talking the photo booth event?
yeah, but
You
just
were in your head?
everything, huh?
You were in your head a little bit?
I'm always in my head.
Well, I don't know. Trust me. Yeah, okay. You shock me sometimes. Because
Yeah.
you seem outgoing. But
Yeah.
see, we're human.
Yeah,
We have off. We don't feel like talking to anyone.
Yeah, and
days.
that's a lot of my days. It's just
Yeah.
it's not because I love people. It's just
Right.
I don't want to get I don't do small talk. So I don't talk to somebody. I'm probably gonna cry. I don't want to be emotional
Yeah.
around these people.
You'll be there for an hour talking to one person.
Exactly, and that's what happens.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's literally what happens. I know what's gonna happen, so I'm like, I don't know if I want to do that today. I don't know if I want to get deep with them. I don't know if they want to get deep. Look like they got
They're
enough
doing
on their
okay.
plate.
Yeah.
they're-
Or, or that, yeah.
Or
Okay.
they might be doing okay. They're doing okay. They're all right. They don't need me. To come over here and make them sad.
You never know. You never know. And look what you got out of this weekend.
Yeah,
It was a good conversation. You asked the questions.
multiple. Yeah, I even talked to a therapist, and he made me feel good. Not saying because I'm a therapist, like
yeah.
but he did good at talking to me, and I'm like, I know you're dissecting me right now, but
Yeah.
I appreciate you making me feel good. Like I'm not crazy. I'm a little weird though.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
you're not. It's
Oh,
hard.
Oh, I'm weird. I just embrace it. I like being weird.
Different? I don't know. Maybe you need a different word than weird.
Weird. I guess.
You're particular. I don't know. No, not that. That's picky because you're not picky. I don't know. We'll have to figure out. We'll find you a different word. But
WEIRD.
okay, so it's funny you talk about what you're saying because recently I've noticed it takes a lot. Okay, I just had an event for Galentine's, gosh, about a week ago, and we hosted it, our company, and something I realized I'm vulnerable with is sometimes it will take me a long time to walk into an office. We've kind of briefly talked about this and stuff, and so I'm in my own emotions, but that's something I realize I can be vulnerable with. So it's funny because at this Galentine's event, a lot of new people are coming in. We posted it on Eventbrite, and so my first question is, how'd you hear about the event? Did one of our girls invite you? It's just an icebreaker. And I had one girl tell me that she was in the parking lot upstairs and didn't want to come in because she was intimidated by events like that. Because you're literally walking into something you don't know what you're walking into. What are the girls gonna be like? Like you start getting in your own head. And I told her the San Antonio conversation where I was in San Antonio once and I was in it was in the parking lot for like 20 minutes trying to hype myself up to go walk into this building with some people not knowing who I was, right? And vice versa. Are they going to be nice to me? Like I'm in my own head and thinking the worst of thoughts. Just being a negative Nancy. It's just how it goes sometimes. And so I was just telling her that experience and I was like, listen, we're human. It's okay. I'm so glad you told me that. Open communication right there. We just created a whole new friendship just by being vulnerable for 2 seconds because we had something in common. That's one thing that I realized. As one, we're human and we all have something in common, whatever that is. And I think a lot of it is being able to be vulnerable with someone, because they'll reciprocate right back with you if you give it to them. So that's what I did. And when I saw she was doing it, I'm like, oh, I'm absolutely letting her in for a second.
Oh, yeah. When you hide your struggles, you miss out on deep conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. And we talked for probably about 30, 45 minutes because that's how it goes. And it livened me up. I needed some real conversation. But I enjoy stuff like that. So we're all given a purpose. And gosh, people so happen to be mine. Just lights me up.
Yes.
But I also have my off days where I'm like, dang it, I have to go talk to all these people and put on a smile. But I end up happy every single time.
Yeah, see, when I go to the grocery store, I put on my RGF face and I keep going.
What does the G stand for?
Resting Goon face.
Nice. That's a good one. I've been looking for a substitution. Because I'll say the RBF face.
Yeah.
I'm like that in the gym. People don't I'm not approachable at the gym.
All right, Sienna, let's wrap this up.
Yeah.
Let's give these people some practical steps on how to get over some vulnerability. What you got?
So I think let's identify where you feel vulnerability the most. Kind of just recognize, is it the space that you're in? Is it the people that you don't want to be judged? Is that the main thing? Do you think it's weakness? Really just identifying that.
And then just start small then.
Yeah.
I think.
Yep.
Start small by like with a trusted friend opening up
Yeah.
about that.
Absolutely. Something little. It doesn't have to be big at all. Just something you don't, not your first thing you would think of to share that you kind of keep, to yourself. Share it with someone you trust. Mm-hmm. They won't judge you.
Yep.
They got your back. You just have to give them that chance. Is the thing.
And then reframing vulnerability, right? From a strength, to a strength, and then not a weakness. You got to literally have a whole paradigm shift in how you can see it.
Right. Reshape it.
Yep.
Reshape that thought process. Because it really, what you said it great earlier, is it is going to become a strength. It's just a different type of confidence level when you realize it's not a weakness. Don't think it's a weakness, because sometimes you manifest that and then you end up not talking about it at all.
Yep.
So don't keep it. You're not alone. Leaning into faith. That's a good one.
You got to.
Yeah.
You got to trust in God.
Yep.
He sees you for everything, and He still loves you.
Yeah.
He knows you.
He knows a decision you're about to make, even
Yeah.
if it's a mistake, before you do it.
Yeah, He wrote your name in His book a long time ago. He wrote your story before you even thought of. So trusting that He sees you there and that He still loves you.
Yeah. He still chooses you. He will always choose you.
Yep.
So let others continue to choose you.
Yep.
And then when you do create a safe space, create a safe space if you do decide to be vulnerable.
Yep.
It's also important. It also depends what that is. Maybe your favorite place is a coffee shop. Go ask a friend to join you in coffee.
We got to also create a safe space for others.
Yes, absolutely.
Let them be real with you.
I agree. I agree.
I think that's...
Some good little, I feel like, good topics that I feel like would help. I know, that's what I do. That's kind of how I practice. I do like to practice what I preach, I will say. So those are good little tips.
I tell my daughter to do as I say, not as I do.
That little one, she is amazing.
Yeah.
Good job there.
So, what are some questions we got?
Yeah, I wanted to ask you something since we're talking about vulnerability here. What is something you need more of in your life right now, emotionally or mentally? What is something you think of?
Do you know what love languages are?
I do.
So
5 of them.
Huh?
There's 5 of them.
They
right?
are 5. I think mine is switched. I think mine is recently becoming words of affirmation.
Okay.
When I say recently, I think the past year or two. And so that's what I'm needing more of, words of affirmation.
Okay.
You know, that that I am good. I'm a
Right.
good boy. Pat me on the back, scratch the back of my ear.
Yeah. I think we all need that too.
Yeah.
I'm one of those words of affirmation people as well. Okay. Good to know. Noted.
Yes.
World, please give Rocky all the words of affirmation.
I got a question for you.
Okay.
What is something that you think other people should know about you that they don't really ever talk about?
I think I need more pats on the back. I think I'm really trying to, we all want to have a success story, right? I think sometimes I need more push. I need someone to push me. And I'm realizing that recently. I have so much more to do in this world, but I can't do it alone. And I don't want to do it alone. So it's just surrounding myself by, just be honest. Give me that constructive criticism. Tell me what I need to do. And just, again, pat on the back. I need some more of that.
Don't push me now, 'cause I'm close to the edge.
You and these songs, how do you
I'm
think of that?
trying not to lose my head.
Yeah, see? I don't know. Just a little push. Because it's not easy out there. And it's just, that's what I would say. I think, gosh, you're making me be vulnerable because I'm like thinking now I have to think deeper.
Yeah.
That's for next time.
That is for next time. And guess what?
Uh-oh.
We'll see you guys until next time.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, yeah. Peace.